Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Coming up this week, a case of hepatitis A at Morimoto Asia has some people concerned. Disney has released a trailer for the upcoming Lion King film that they released on Thanksgiving and nearly broke the internet. And a Malaysian company is suing Disney and Fox over breach of contract. Plus, we'll have updates on our efforts to raise money for Give Kids the World. And Craig and Rhino will tell us about this year's Epcot International Festival of the Holidays. All that coming up next. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode 1015 for the week of November 27th, 2018. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Oh, we saw the same thing, right?
I did.
We saw the same thing. Yeah, the slide says November 13th.
Man, I do have extra.
It's all right.
Christmas
It's
shopping.
all right. We almost. I think we've broken Craig. I think we between the 12-hour live show on Saturday and then yesterday. All day yesterday, even though I gave him the day off, he was at Epcot covering the media event for the Festival of the Holidays. So I think we have broken poor Craig.
And I think he wants to do it all over again. That's why he...
My first thought was, oh no, we have to do all that over again.
And I'm already thinking about the slides, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I screwed up at least 3 of them.
It's all good, Craig. It's all good. You guys did an amazing job keeping us on the air. On Saturday, our first marathon show was a huge success. I think we ended the broadcast at about $54,000 raised for Give Kids the World in our online auction, which is still going on, by the way. It's running until this coming Saturday at 10 a.m. As of right now, that auction is at $70,347 that we have raised for Give Kids the World. So to say that this has been an unqualified success is an understatement. It has been amazing. And we've been adding experiences with members of the team over the last couple of days. I've added some today. Because we're trying to get these numbers even higher. So, of course, the dinner with me was already on there.
You got a head start on the
That's
rest
going
of us.
for. I don't think you're going to get $3,600, baby.
I know.
Okay, I don't think. But $3,600 right now is the top bid for dinner with me at the Flying Fish. I don't know what you're expecting me to do at this dinner, but I'll tell you what: if this goes over $5,000, I'll spend the afternoon at Epcot with the winner before dinner.
Wow.
So I don't think I've ever done that before.
No, you have not.
I have not done that before. So,
So dinner starts at 8:30 then.
Right.
Corey is doing the monorail crawl. That's doing pretty well.
The cocktail rail.
The cocktail rail. So you can get drinks with Corey.
Up to 2 people.
Up to 2 people.
Unlimited.
How many drinks?
Unlimited.
Oh, okay.
You have to hang with me, though.
No.
So you might want to...
Well, you got to try. They got to try and keep up with you. That's the bigger challenge. Can you keep up with Corey? I don't think you can. I've been in 4 rehabs. I can't keep up with him. So, Steve Porter is doing lunch and a ride on Buzz Lightyear, which is doing really, really well. I think that's up to about 300 and change right now.
Wow.
But riding Buzz Lightyear with Steve is something special because Steve knows all the tricks. He knows all the targets to hit to max out your score. So he's going to take you through Buzz Lightyear, but he's also going to show you where all those special tricks are. He still hasn't done it with me. Apparently, I've got to donate to Give Kids the World if I want to have this experience.
It's perfect for him. He's always been telling me that he's always looking for the supervising companions because he's too young to go on it alone. So this is just finally working out for him.
Poor Skip.
And raising some money.
Lunch at Carthay Circle out in California, Disney California Adventure. with Tyler and Katrina. Just went up today, went up this morning, and that's already got a few bids on it. Also, just added an afternoon in Epcot and a ride on Figment with our own Miss Kathy Whirling.
Yes, I'll bore you to death about Figment.
So you can do that. A chance to participate in an actual dining review that will be aired on our channel, the Disney Dining Show, with Charles, Steve, and I. That's doing well. That's up to about 800, I think.
Yeah. Pete would not agree to Fight Club with Steve and Charles, which was my suggestion.
But you versus Charles, or you and you versus Steve, or you and Steve versus
Everybody versus everybody.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how Fight Club works.
Okay.
I probably
I
shouldn't
thought the
have
first rule of
mentioned
Fight Club is we
anything
don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah,
You're breaking the rules.
I just got kicked out of the Fight Club
You
I
did?
started.
You are so messed up.
Drinks with Rhino and Craig.
That's unusual.
I know you never see that. But that one's doing. What is that one up to right now?
Stepping out of your box there, guys.
These people are going to be really upset when they find out that in the fine print it says "in the Magic Kingdom," and we're not getting any dining reservations.
Skipper
So
Canteen already available.
what's soda up to now? $3.50.
right.
I'm getting out of this cheap.
That's up to $760 as of right now. Get back to my little list here. Now, something that John suggested this morning, and I just added like an hour ago,
I think that's great.
a VIP opportunity at our Pandora event during our Dreams Unlimited 20th anniversary party next year, where we've rented out Pandora. This is an opportunity to come in early with the team and hang out with the team before everybody else gets there, and kind of have that experience that we get when the
Everybody
horde
comes at us.
the horde comes at us. I've already got a couple of bids on that. So that will include your registration for that weekend's events, as well as the cost of the party. So great opportunity for a VIP event if you're or we're already planning to come to the party or to the event that weekend. And I believe that's August 10th is that party. So that's also up there now. This is my favorite one. I may bid on this or just show up for it because I want to
thank you.
see it. High tea at the Grand Floridian with Jackie and Craig.
I'll bring my zoom lens.
Oh my. Jackie had suggested doing high tea. I said, I'll only put it up if Craig is there because I want to see Craig do a high tea.
Wow.
I love tea. I did it on our Italy cruise,
Only when
and it
you're
was
high.
very lovely. It was a great experience.
That's the first time
Nice.
I've heard him use the word
Word lovely. In association with anything. Doesn't even call his wife lovely.
It was elegant and delightful.
There was a beautiful string quartet playing. No, there was only two of them, weren't there? So they were a half quartet, and there was finger foods.
duo?
It was
Cool.
good. A half quartet. That's how we call them in the
And
biz.
as I wrote in the description for this, the entertainment value of watching Craig at a high tea, by itself,
Yeah.
just witnessing it is worth whatever you're going to pay for this.
I will shave my beard into mutton chops for this too. So
Oh,
I'm like
okay.
very classic
I'm on board
Victorian.
for that.
Now you have to do it.
I don't think I can grow that.
It's not Long Island iced tea.
No, now you have to do it.
I'm going to have to when you see people get the fake beard put on, I'm gonna have to get fake mutton chops for that. I wish I could grow them. Otherwise, I
be
have them all the
awesome.
time.
How about a monocle and some tails?
I will definitely do the monocle. I won't be able to drive because I'm legally blind, I think. But
We'll wear one cocktail.
oh, that's
Eye
awesome.
patch and monocle. It'll keep you.
One contact, one monocle.
Another great opportunity we just added very generously, Pam Landworth, who's the executive director of Give Kids the World, who led off our marathon with an interview that we broadcast, is agreed to give a tour of Give Kids the World herself.
Oh, wow.
So that's
nice.
a very unique opportunity, a tour of Give Kids the World with Pam Landworth. That's currently up on our auction. Of course, this one's a little bit more difficult because it's so date specific, but January 21st, John, Kevin, Sean, and I, along with some of our friends, have the presidential suite at the Amway Center for the Cher concert. And we are auctioning off 2 spots. Right now that's going for $1,500, I believe, is the high bid.
It's nice of you to share that experience.
Oh, Lord, why are you even here?
But again,
For
entertainment.
you. I'm here for you, Teresa.
Entertainment value. Watching Kevin and I just gay out like crazy watching Cher. I've never seen her in concert.
Why wasn't I invited?
Really? You never have?
I have. I was supposed to go with them I think it was last February, and I got a really bad sinus and inner ear
That's
infection.
surprising you've never seen
And I
her.
couldn't fly. So I'm very excited that I don't have to get in a plane to see her. I can
Right.
just, they can wheel
Gay
my
out.
body over there if they have to.
Gay out locally.
So, and also something else we added was people were asking, even though we mentioned it 1,000 times, that we were not going to be leaving the full 12-hour broadcast on the YouTube channel. A number of people were asking for it, so Craig had the idea that if you make a minimum direct donation through our auction for $10 or more, he will send you a link where you can view the 12-hour marathon in its entirety. So all of this can be done by going to handbid.com, handbid.com. Just do a search on Diz Holiday Auction, and from there you can register and browse all the items that we have. There's a lot of great stuff on the auction. And again, all the money raised is going directly to Give Kids the World. And as of right now, you amazing people have gotten us to $70,617. That is the amount right now. So
That's crazy. I'll be adding an item, soon, right? You going to add something in with me?
yeah,
Like, help me bathe Klaus or something?
I think a meet and greet with you and Klaus would probably go for a lot of money. You might give me a
Scratches
run for the
aren't
money.
included, Yeah.
You might give me a run for the money
Dress
for that
up
dinner.
Klaus and take him somewhere?
I can only think of how you're going to title that auction.
Oh, stop right now.
Klaus encounters of the Teresa Crown.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's not where he was going, but
Yeah, no, I knew where he was going, and I didn't want to say
You
it.
diverted it. Thank you.
it's like match game 75.
Right?
Teresa and her blank.
Teresa, watch her.
A private viewing.
Yeah. Help wash.
Okay, reel it back in. So
The cat pat in the bag.
Hey, stop.
stop now.
Stop. Go in the other room, take your shirt off.
Right? Yeah, and that look, if you go ahead and make that donation and watch the 12-hour show, you'll
You'll see cleavage.
What was that again? Like if you donate
Clavid cleavage?
you make a direct donation through the Handbid app, through the Handbid auction of $10 or more, Craig will send you a link to view the 12-hour show.
Yeah.
To view the cleavage of Clavin. Okay, I'm done.
Really.
I have to concentrate on my prepared
Words.
lines that I wrote about this. No, okay, so yeah, I will send you the link in an email. I apologize. I sent out one email yesterday, and I thought that I copy and pasted everyone, but it was like the same 5 people that I copied about, I would say maybe 30 times over and over. So there was a whole bunch of people who didn't get it. They ended up getting it either last night or this morning. I don't remember now. Time's just blurring together. But yeah, I'm sending out an email with the link and instructions throughout the day. So I'll probably just check it like 2 or 3 times. So if you did it and it's like 4 hours still and you haven't got it, just be patient. I have to be behind my computer to be able to do this, but I'm going through every single person and making sure everyone gets it. If you have any issues, email me directly, Craig@DisneyInfo.com, and I will answer as soon as I possibly can with it. And it's all good, and it's a lot of fun. I've been getting questions about will there be an audio version, and I have instructions for what to do in that email if you want an audio version, but I think Corey's head would explode if I suggested we host a
12-hour audio
show.
Yeah.
So,
We're working on that.
we can work on it, but I have a feeling that he would be crying for a while. So just what it takes to host an hour-long podcast, let alone 12.
So here's the deal. So I will do that. If you donate $1,000, you will get 100 emails from Craig. How about that?
Hey, listen, I thought I thought at first I was going to have to re-email every single person because I couldn't get a search. I couldn't sort by date. But then finally I found that, so it got easier as it went on. It's good.
And I'll tell you though, we had an amazing time doing that show, and I am very excited that we are going to do it again next year as well. Next Saturday after Thanksgiving, this is going to be a thing.
Well, I'll be here for that because we're not traveling again. This was exhausting.
Not sure if I'll be in town that weekend, but I'll check my calendar.
Okay, you do that. You do that. Yeah, because you're going to Atlanta.
I am.
No,
Oh.
I don't know.
Maybe.
So yeah, we had a great time. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun having everybody here, and
It was.
great way to kick off the holiday season. And I am blown away by how well this auction is doing. So please help us keep it going. We're going to be going through 10 a.m. on December 1st. That's this coming Saturday. And I will be going out live on the Diz Unplugged Facebook page at 8 a.m. Saturday morning, and I'll be live for a couple hours as we wrap up the auction. So you can head out to facebook.com/DizUnplugged and follow along. And 8 a.m. Eastern Time next Saturday.
Couple days from now, yeah.
Couple days, yeah. So,
Not much time left to get your bidding in.
we have anything else for housekeeping? No? Nobody's got anything? All right. Let's talk about what is in the news. So this one story was interesting. That local news in Orlando was reporting that the Florida Department of Health has identified a hepatitis A infection in a worker among food service staff at Morimoto Asia at Disney Springs. Officials are encouraging vaccinations for anyone who ate at the restaurant between November 6th and November 16th of this year. And they're saying those experiencing sudden abdominal discomfort, dark urine, fever, diarrhea, or jaundice, which is yellowing of the skin and eyes, should seek medical care immediately. And so, yeah, that's not good for business.
I love Morimoto.
Yeah, usually if you're gonna end up with abdominal discomfort and dark urine, you've eaten at the boathouse.
But since I've been with with the Diz, this is the first time I've heard of something
I've
like
never
that.
heard of this before.
What's
Yeah.
even better is I read this. Tyler was at my house and just casually scrolling through the when the news had this out, was like, oh, hepatitis outbreak at Morimoto, sucks for anybody that ate there in the last couple weeks. And I was like, are you joking? And he's like, no, it says it right here. And I was like, I ate there in the last couple of weeks because Kylie and I went to dinner with our friend Ashley and her husband Bob. And I had a mini panic attack on Thanksgiving. And Craig was the one who was like, no, he missed it by a couple days. But that's scary because we don't want to find out that it actually started before this, because we definitely went right after we went the week of Halloween in November. So we were like really close to that line. And as it is, they already tried to kill her with a piece of shrimp. So why not hepatitis too? Or hey,
That's really all it
as
takes
well.
with Kylie is shrimp, right?
And
I wasn't
nuts.
there. I didn't even hear that story until now. So
oh yeah.
Oh, where were you when he was off with your boy?
Oh, he wasn't
I
invited.
was working.
Oh, Rhino's her gay husband.
Yeah.
And
We send out Christmas cards every year.
I was working that night recording shows.
Kylie doubles as his beard when he needs it.
We have an arrangement.
So there's that. That happened. The other thing that happened on Thanksgiving Day, Disney, the timing of this was brilliant. 224 million people around the world viewed the trailer for the quote-unquote live-action version of The Lion King. And, of course, it's not live action. It's CGI, but it's really, 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 really good CGI.
Yeah, it is.
And
It's
I got to
awesome.
be honest. I watched it, and I love The Lion King. It's one of my favorite Disney films of all time, mainly because it's Elton John, who I'm going to see tonight at the Amway. I'm so excited.
Do share.
Huh?
Never mind. No, it's not a gay
Terrible pun.
reference.
Anyway.
I'm trying to fit in.
So I watched that trailer, and oh my, it looked incredible. I'm even more excited about this movie now. And do we think this is going to do better than the Nutcracker?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What did you guys think of it?
So Craig and I were lucky enough to be able to see an even longer preview than this at D23. They screened it, and it was pretty much the whole opening scene. Like in the movie, it was the grasslands leading up into Simba's being, the announcement of his birth, and we were just like blown away from it. And since then, they've announced a lot of the casting things, and hearing James Earl Jones as Mufasa in the trailer like gives you kind of the chills. It's just one of those things where you're like, thank God he is in good health and still with us, because I don't know that there is another person on this planet that had the chops to be Mufasa again. So it was really cool to kind of hear his voice again while seeing the trailer stuff. So I'm Lion King is my favorite animated Disney movie, so I am very excited for this, and I'll be interested to see how the music plays into it as well, with some new songs, and then having Beyonce as Nala, and there's a lot of Donald Glover as Simba, who both of them have very strong musical backgrounds. So I don't know if you've heard of Beyonce, but she's a big deal. But yeah,
I didn't know Donald Glover had a musical.
Oh yeah, the Childish Gambino.
Yeah,
he's got his alter ego rap side to him. So yeah, he's very successful with that. I think he would honestly actually probably prefer being just a rapper all the time than an actor. But
well, there's apparently nothing he can't do. So
right, no, he's very talented.
I think he can tap dance too.
Came a long way from Community.
But he was a writer for 30 Rock when he was like 22 years old.
Wow.
So he has done quite a bit in his short time on this planet here. But yeah, I'm very excited. I think he's younger. We're either the same age, or he might be like a year or two younger than me or something. But yeah, it's crazy.
But going back to James Earl Jones, I could listen to him just read anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anything. Like his voice just brings you in. I mean, even if you're scrolling through, it's like, oh, you hear his voice, like, okay, I need to listen to the rest of this.
Right.
Yeah. Like, anyway.
So going back to the live action part, so apparently Hollywood Reporter did contact the VFX supervisor, Rob Legato, and he told them that he didn't consider the remake an animated movie because of how Jon Favreau incorporates VR tools such as exploring cinematic angles from different characters' viewpoints into the rules of traditional live-action filmmaking. And he said the exact same thing when they did The Jungle Book as well, too. So it seems like
it's a reimagining. It's not a I think that's the thing that people leave out. Like, we keep saying live action, but it's like reimagining.
Well, I think it's just the entire population who looks at it is considering it an animated movie because it is. It's all CGI animated, but then all the people making the movie are the ones saying, no, it's live action because of the way we're filming it. But
yeah,
it's just
but you're on a technicality here. I mean,
it's
the
an
bottom
animated
line
movie.
Is the only way for it to be live action is if they in fact have these animals like talking and
awesome animals, right?
It's
I don't like. It's going. I think this could end up being top 10 like all-time box office. It is coming at the perfect time.
Well, did I read correctly that this trailer is second in terms of the number of views that it got, second only to the relaunch of Star Wars? Was that it?
I believe it was within the first 48 hours that it was put out. It's second only to Infinity War.
Oh, Infinity War. Okay.
And teaser trailer views. So, and I mean, like, the filmmakers can talk about it however they want, and it's a little pretentious to like pick over whether it's directed or it's animated. It's a mixture of the two, and I think the way technology is going, like, trying to categorize this stuff really doesn't matter. It looks beautiful.
Right. That's the bottom line is whatever it is, whether it's live action, animated, or some kind of new hybrid of both, it looks incredible. And I tend to agree, Craig. I think this is going to end up being, this is going to be beyond anything we thought it would be in terms of its box office success.
It's The Lion King is one of the most successful movies of all time. I mean, especially animated, but just overall, that was a juggernaut of itself back in 94. So now you're riding this train of nostalgia where I remember, I don't know how many times my parents took me to see it. Guessing maybe 2 or 3 times at least, but that was my childhood. Like I remember, I think it came out on VHS for my birthday on March 3rd, 95, and that was one of my presents. And I've grown up just obsessed with it,
It's
like
always
so
been
many
there for
people
you.
have. It's always, and I think, when you look at the Renaissance, you're basically talking about your movie was one of 3 movies. It was basically Beauty and the Beast. It was either Little Mermaid or then Lion King.
Or Aladdin. Aladdin. Aladdin's in there too. Lion King also marked the high point for Walt Disney Animation, because after that, Pocahontas, Hercules, Mulan, they all suffered. They did not live up to that standard.
Yeah, and I feel like, in my opinion, Lion King is the culmination of all of their talent. It was a story that they kind of, it had bases in Hamlet and other things, and it was just kind of this side project that ended up becoming bigger than it was, and then attaching Elton John with the music and Hans Zimmer with the score, and then the visuals that
They
are
used,
still beautiful to this day.
To do that Stampede scene, didn't they use a new type of technology in the movie with like 3D, like something that had been used for Beauty and the Beast, but then they expanded on it for this? And so it's funny, here we are 24 years later, and it'll be 25 years later next year.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Well, I saw the premiere of that movie at Radio City Music Hall, and that was an experience.
Yeah, it was. In my opinion, it just has. While the other movies have something, like I think Beauty and the Beast has iconic songs. Aladdin is the funniest of them with Robin Williams, and Little Mermaid is just the one that started it. But The Lion King is where all the pieces came together perfectly, and I think that's why it means so much to so many people. And we already saw. That's what drove Beauty and the Beast. The remake of that was that nostalgia.
And I'll tell you, I don't mean to interrupt, but like with 8-9-year-olds, I mean the movies they relate to the most are like Toy Story, Frozen, and they love like Incredibles. But like with like Beauty and the Beast, they love it now because of the live action. So they don't really watch Lion King, but I think when this comes out, they're going to go back. They're going to go back like they did with Beauty and the Beast. So it's a different generation that are they're just
I remember.
watching all this new stuff.
I believe Lion King was Max's first in theater movie. He was like 4. When did you say it was 94?
It was 94.
Yeah, he was probably about 4. So and then when the VHS come out, you just play it repeatedly, over and over and over. Between that and Beauty and the Beast, he just sat there in his little chair forever. I don't want to mess with Max. Let's put a tape in.
There's something that I think might have gone, to the appeal of it that I think we'll see again, is that with all those other ones, maybe you have a favorite character, or maybe you can envision yourself when you're a little kid as, oh, maybe I could be Aladdin, but I probably wouldn't be Ariel. So we all have these ones that we attach to. But with The Lion King, since they use animals as allegories, it's appealing to everybody, regardless of where you come from or what type of person you are, because it's a story just told through animals that you can relate to, So I see that appeal kind of like being brought back with this re-release.
Okay, and I just want to say this, that this was a slow news week. I was really struggling to find things to talk about, and I have to pay attention to the timing of the show. There's one thing I always know. If I throw a movie story out on the table, I'm going to get 20 minutes of nerd boy discussion, which you guys did not disappoint. All right, let's move on to the final story. This actually came out this morning, that a lawsuit was filed in Central California District Court Monday by resort developer Genting Malaysia, seeking a minimum of $1 billion in damages from the Walt Disney Company and Fox Entertainment Group for allegedly breaching a contract related to the building of a theme park in Malaysia just outside Kuala Lumpur. Now, from what I understand, this was something that Fox was doing with this group. They were going to open up a 20th Century Fox theme park. And so it would have been Fox's first one, but they pulled out of the deal. And now that Fox has been acquired by Disney, they filed this lawsuit. According to the allegation, Fox has been repeatedly trying to renegotiate the contract, but once Disney began calling the shots earlier this year, the objective has moved from renegotiation to termination. Although there are disagreements regarding specific terms of the deal, Genting states that Fox, in their opinion, has no reason to pull out. And part of the speculation that the reason Disney doesn't want this deal is because there is a casino attached to the project, and Disney does not. We know how they feel about casinos. They have been very, very vocal here in Florida and put a lot of money into fighting any plans to open up a casino here in Orlando. So this could get interesting. Not a lot of details on this other than what we got. But they're saying that this company has already invested $180 million in the project and had planned to open in the beginning of 2019.
Yeah. This is a weird one because what they're asking for, a minimum of $1 billion. And I think their asking price, what they expect or want, is 1.75. And the thing is, a lot of times we see, Disney managed to quash these things or overblow it, but that is a lot of money, and these plans have been going on since 2013. So I'm really interested to see the final price they end up settling. I do not see them paying out $1 billion for this plan.
So you think they'll end up settling?
I think they'll end up settling. That contract did happen. Fox did have that with Disney buys Fox properties. If they interfered with this at all, there's a good chance that they're liable for a certain amount of money. It said they already spent $180 million on it. It makes sense to me. Disney wants control over all their IPs. They just got these new shiny intellectual properties. They're not going to want a Malaysian company that they don't do dealings with often doing rides and attractions and shows based on the stuff that they want to use. Especially as important as worldwide branding is to them. It would be a competing park as far as Disney-owned parks. So it makes sense to me that they would shut that down immediately, but I also don't see them giving in $1 billion. I don't think they could afford it right now. So, but it's just the beginning, so we'll see. I think it's probably going to be one of those long, half a decade goes by, protracted battles.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll find out. Thank you, Charles, and that will do it for the news. We're going to move on to rapid fire, and we'll throw it over to you, Charles.
Okay, so Disney's Ralph Breaks the Internet brings in $84.6 million over Thanksgiving weekend. The debut of the long-awaited sequel to Wreck-It Ralph proved that the moviegoers couldn't wait to see the story continue in film. It brought in a whopping $84.6 million at the box office over the 5-day holiday weekend. Ralph Breaks the Internet now ranks as the second best Thanksgiving debut ever, behind Frozen, which earned $93.6 million during its first 5 days. Kathleen Taft, Disney's president of global distribution, said of Ralph Breaks the Internet's impressive opening, "Whenever we look at sequels, they have to be additive. The filmmakers built this world out of such attention to detail that people were ready to come back and enjoy these characters. We're really excited about the momentum as we head into the holidays." I don't think anybody expected this to do poor, but they still kind of have to keep momentum if they want to make their money back on it. So,
I didn't see the first one.
I just watched both of them on. I watched the first one on Thanksgiving, and then I watched Ralph Breaks the Internet the next day. And I think I didn't dislike the first one. I thought the first one was good. I've waited so long after the hype that I was just like, it feels like it not a lot happens for me in that one compared to where they've gone since that movie. So that one is definitely, I think, credited for being part of like the kickstarting a new Disney animation revolution. And this one is definitely, I think it takes what they were doing in the first one and just takes it up to like the 10th degree, and it works so well that this one feels like it's overflowing with a lot of stuff that you could rewatch and see, and like fun little Easter eggs here and there. But then it's also got a really good, I think the same way Zootopia had really good messages, this one has one that's about like friendships and toxic friendships and stuff like that. And
Cannot wait to see it. We love the first one. We haven't seen the second one yet, but we cannot wait. Our kids are just dying. So are we.
It's a good one for adults and parents because I don't think kids will quite understand all of the humor related to the internet stuff,
similar
like
about
pop-up ads and stuff.
Zootopia was the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of
Beautiful
adult,
stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
But the kids loved it.
Yeah.
Stop slouching.
It looks like this cost Disney $300 million to make.
Wow.
So they still have a ways to go. But that opening, I don't think was including.
Yeah, but with an $84 million opening, I think they're pretty safe that they're going to make their money back.
And then you also have the all of the merchandising that spawns off this, all of the in-park stuff, all like video games or VR experiences that are based off it. You've got all these extra ways, so I don't think they'll have any trouble making that up. But that still is a very expensive movie.
Yeah, I was going to say the princesses. People have been going crazy for their princess, like the loungewear, which is now officially available through like Disney, the buy the merchandise from the Parks app, and then at Disney, is it called Disney Style? At Disney Springs, the one that's on the corner by the movie theater.
Sure.
D-Style?
Yeah, I don't know what it's. No, not that one.
Every store sells the same crap still.
Well, that store has all the princess loungewear in it, so I know.
There's magical, Craig.
Yeah.
Is it soft?
I haven't touched any of it yet because it's it's women's clothes, but also I can.
That never stopped you before.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
You're wearing a sports bra as we speak.
I mean, I wanted what they were wearing, and I'm not gonna lie. I saw it and I was like, you know what? The worst part about this is for me is that they're gonna not make unisex versions of any of these clothes.
All right, thank you, Charles. Teresa,
Okay.
what's the matter, dear?
Not that I'm trying to get the visual of him without his shirt out of my head again. You're talking about loungewear and stuff. Okay, Disney Cruise Line has announced a new discount available on select cruises that offers 20 to 25% off prevailing rates for tropical cruises out of ports on both coasts. Something for everyone, and at least one sailing of each of the 4 Disney ships. So just a few of them I'll share with you. January 14th on the Dream out of Port Canaveral, save 25%. January 30th on the Magic out of Miami, save 20%. Then there's 7 nights, Star Wars Day at Sea on January 19th. That's a really popular one. I've got a lot of clients on that one. Save 20%. 7-night Southern Caribbean on the Wonder on January 27th. And then as close as December 7th, save 20% on the 7-night Very Maritime Wonder. And let's see, 2 more. 7-night Mexican Riviera, San Diego, April 21st, and December 14th, 7-night on the Wonder out of Galveston. So all the ports, looks like they're all hitting them all, and a lot of discounts to be had. I've already had a couple clients today. We're talking about it, so good discounts.
And if people want to reach you to help them book their cruise,
T. Eccles or Teckles at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com.
and that's TECHOLS.
Correct.
At dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. All right, thank you, Teresa. Kathy.
Okay, if you're looking for a place to get personalized Christmas ornaments, they are now doing them in Animal Kingdom till the end of the year. It's in Discovery Trading Company. The cost of each word, so you got to be short unless you want to spend a lot of money, starts at $3 a word, and additional artwork is
$3 a word or a letter?
It says $3 a word.
Okay.
Oh.
And additional artwork is $3 each. They're open 1 hour after Animal Kingdom opens till park closing. So don't wait too long or you're going to be waiting a long time to get your ornament.
If they start adding it to $3 a letter, maybe they can hire back some of those PhotoPass people.
Yeah, really. All right, thank you, Kathy. Craig. Corey.
Well, both. I mean,
Sorry. No, I think
okay,
I think I got broken too.
Are we gonna read yours at the same time? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
The Disney Parks
No.
blog will. the Disney Parks blog just announced for the first time ever the Candlelight Processional will be streamed live on December 4th, 2008. The 8:15 p.m. Show will featuring Neil Patrick Harris will begin at 8:05 Eastern, giving viewers a behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to bring the show to life. You can watch live by visiting Disney Parks blog. Disney will be sharing some of their guest favorites, Disney Parks holiday vacation photos, and also other commercial type stuff. And also you can they do all the time. Disney Parks live hashtag, so you can send your photos there to be considered to be, shown there.
I think it sounds good. If you're not here to view it in person.
Well, it's also a lot of people don't get to see it.
I know,
And
right?
I don't think we've ever live streamed it yet.
We haven't live streamed it, but I mean, the last time we went and did a proper multicam shoot of it, it was back in 2012 when Gina Davis did it.
The ghost of Gina Davis.
I believe that was the ghost of Gina Davis. Is that what you said?
Yeah. The screenshot.
great.
The thumbnail was like the ghost of Gina Davis hanging over the audience.
But that was, it wasn't in 4K like we do stuff now, but that was before they started making a lot of the changes to the dialogue and stuff. So it was classic Candlelight Processionals. So
You're welcome. I was the one who did that.
Yeah, you did.
And who was there with you?
Were you?
Yes, I was.
I don't remember that part.
I was. It was. We had lunch at Rose and Crown.
Oh, that's
and then,
right. That's right.
Then we went and did the multicam. You edited it, but I shot it with you.
Teamwork.
So it was.
Neil Patrick is like the poster
Yeah, he is.
celebrity
Yeah.
narrator for this. I mean, because he's he's coming back every year. He's funny too.
He loves
Yeah.
his Disney.
Yeah.
The only thing I still dislike about it, the one time that we saw him, at the end, if you haven't seen it, at the end when they're finished with the story, they'll usually thank the crowd and tell them how amazing they were. We saw Neil Patrick Harris for the final show of the night one night, and instead of doing the thank you and all that stuff, he's like, okay, well, I gotta go, I've got plans, so bye. And then he just ran off the stage, and
Was
everyone's
it his third
laughing.
show then?
Yeah, it was the final show,
the
and
final,
it's
yeah.
everyone's just laughing, what's that? And I think that was the night. And then, as we were walking back to our hotel, we saw him sitting with his husband at Yachtsman. That might have been 2 different nights, but yeah, it's were you really running away as soon as you could get off the stage to go? So I got to see Alfonso Ribeiro last night, best known as Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's Carlton.
Did he do the dance?
How do you
He
do
didn't
it?
do the dance. Okay, so not to derail this completely, but he got up there. I knew this was his first year doing it, but he got up there and he looked nervous, and he just kind of had a blank face the entire time. Every now and then he smiled a little bit, and I was like, okay, well, that's kind of a dud. He's very good at reading it, but didn't really show a lot of
Didn't put
personality
anything
in life,
into it, yeah.
not like a cheetah or a whoopee or anyone like that. But then, as soon as it was finished, he had the biggest smile, and he's like, that was amazing, because it was his very first show of his very first time, so he didn't quite know what to expect with it in terms of being there and
he
doing
enjoyed
it.
himself.
Yeah, he enjoyed
Even
himself,
though- yeah,
but
that's
he was
cool.
just so he must have just been scared the entire time, but then he ended up really enjoying it. It was pretty cool to see him. So
I haven't been in a couple of years.
We're
I
going
need
to see
go.
John Stamos this weekend, mostly
neat.
for Julie and Finley because they
Yeah.
watch
Yeah,
Full
you
House
think?
and for Craig.
and for Craig.
I'm not going with you.
All right, are we
Yeah.
done?
It's John Stamos. Now you got me rolling.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Every week
Thank
with
you,
the
Corey. Rhino.
So mine's pretty simple. The Spirit of Aloha dinner show at the Polynesian has been canceled for tonight and tomorrow. That's Tuesday the 27th and Wednesday the 28th due to cold weather. Tonight I think it's going to get pretty chilly in the 40s maybe, and then tomorrow the high I believe is only 58 or something like that. So I'm looking forward to the weather. Unfortunately, all those half-naked Polynesians were not.
Well, like I said in the marathon show when we did the Alani piece, after seeing the luau at Alani, I can never, ever pay money to see that one or the one over at Royal Pacific. They just don't even come close. They don't even come close. That was unreal. But all right, thank you, Rhino. Craig.
Okay, yes. Deluxe Burger started serving breakfast on Black Friday, and it's going to be serving it through January 1st. Of course, that's at Disney Springs. They'll be serving their breakfast from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m., and there's a lot of delicious-sounding stuff on the breakfast menu. Some that Rhino and I will probably get out and try if we could ever wake up that early. There's a crispy chicken biscuit with the buttermilk fried chicken, honey butter, chipotle mayonnaise, and pickles on a cheddar biscuit. The egg white frittata sandwich with egg white, spinach, hash browns, pico de gallo, and avocado crema on a Parker House roll. The El Diablo.
No, dear God, how long is this going to go on?
Chorizo signature blend patty, pepper jack cheese, smoked bacon, pepper jam, and egg on a cheddar biscuit. And then fresh cut fries with sausage gravy or béarnaise sauce.
Oh,
I'm all for
I'm on
this.
board for
Yeah.
that one.
Oh, yeah. I saved the best for last there. So, yeah, it's going on through January 1st. Like I said, we'll probably get out early one day to do a review of it. But
I'll take morbid obesity for 1,000, Alex.
Right?
They only offer it for 2 hours. I'm kind of sick of people offering great breakfast foods and then being like, you have to come within this 2 hours.
It's called breakfast time.
Yeah,
breakfast.
You can eat breakfast foods all day. As it turns out, it's possible. I do it all the time. I'll have eggs tonight just to prove it to you.
Well,
Just to spite you, Teresa. Just to spite you.
there's a great
Spite.
restaurant I just heard about
cooking
called
grits.
Denny's that you might be interested in.
Yeah,
Apparently
and
they do that.
it's the one thing they do right is they understand that we shouldn't
Well, you know
be-
what? Maybe if this is popular, and that will expand throughout.
I'm going to go
They
ahead and
won't.
speak up for Pete. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, really.
No way.
All right.
Cut to me.
No. You're done. Thank you, Craig. Let's go ahead, before we wrap up, let's go ahead and talk to Craig and Rhino about this year's Festival of the Holidays at Epcot. You both have had a chance to check it out. Anything worth checking out this year?
Candlelight Processional.
You don't like any of the food booths?
I can't really speak on it yet, so I was invited there by Disney and given some free samples plus a $50 gift card to go around and try more. So I need to go back and spend my own money on it, so that way I can.
But Rhino spent his own money. Was there anything at the food kiosks you cared for?
Yeah, well, it's weird. So I did it with Katrina and Tyler before we did our marathon show last week. I'm working on a video that you'll see go up at some point. But it's kind of supposed to be. I thought the whole idea was like each booth, it was supposed to be their like traditional holiday meal. And what's different from like food and wine, when you're going around, you're just trying the different food. And here it's kind of like wrapping your mind or getting your mind out of like, oh, what I have for Thanksgiving or what I have for Christmas dinner or whatever holidays you celebrate, and trying them at different places, because you'll go to some and be like, this doesn't seem inherently holiday-ish. You know what I mean? It's just because I feel like it's locking your brain into a very specific type of food for a very specific time of year. So I don't know that it has that like same kind of like free form, like let me explore and try a bunch of different things like food and wine has. But there's some interesting stuff. I liked their the Feast of the Three Kings booth, which was pretty much all Puerto Rican food. So it was interesting to like see food that I've had that like Eli has made or I had in Puerto Rico made in a Disney version of it. And I called it like the white people's booth of Puerto Rico because it's what it all tasted like. But it was definitely Disneyfied. But it's not. When you're going to go around and try some of this food, you have to think about it more as the portion sizes are bigger. And I think this is more geared toward being like there's just some extra quick service options in the park versus, hey, try everything here. I don't know. That's what I kind of got when I was going around.
I didn't. I mean, I actually didn't get any extra food, but I was looking at portions, and that's my my favorite thing about Festival of the Holidays, the first year they started it, when they went full festival, is you remember we went and it was like actual
beans and
massive
rice
portions where everything was like $11, $12, $13, and it was a full meal. And now they're back to the food and wine routine, and it's the never-ending trend of food and wine, food and wine, food and wine all the time, and
it kind of goes all year now, doesn't it?
And I would like to see something change with it, bigger plates being served with it. But it's the stuff I had last year was good, but I just wish they would convert back to let's try to actually change it up a little bit instead of adding extra boosts and then cutting down the sizes of it and making it more like food and wine.
I wanted it to be more. I guess like celebratory, like the food. Like I kind of wanted to know, like there is the little the book that you can get. My backpack's all the way over there. It's in my backpack, but and you can put the stickers on it and stuff, and it keep track of what you've been getting. But there's no real explanation explicitly, like this culture enjoys to eat this food on this day because of this reason or something like that. Like, and each one of the pavilions has they tell their story of the holidays and how they celebrate it, but it's like the food doesn't really mesh with that.
I thought it was last year, though. Like, is this the third or second year they've done it?
This is now the third.
The third. Okay, so last year, maybe I'm confusing last year to the first. They all blend in, but that was what I loved about it, is that they were doing that. So they've changed it up?
They've got the tower out there that is the menu, and it's got a little blurb, but it was I guess I was looking for a little more information. Like, it feels like this is a light version of it, I guess, compared to how it was the last 2 years.
So
I feel
it didn't feel like holiday food to you?
Not really.
I feel like the only ones that are truly like holiday inspired are probably the Feast of the Three Kings. Then the L'Chaim Holiday Kitchen, because they're making a big push on that this year, and
the holiday table, the American,
and then the American holiday table. Those are kind of the only three that really are like celebrating the food with the traditions. So, but
there was nothing like so. There was an eggnog beer that Shipyard makes specifically for this festival that then went into Sea Dogs because they have a thing with Shipyard, but that was something that we had 2 years ago and I thought was going to be disgusting, and I loved it. And so like that's something I look forward to that's still here again. It tastes a little different this year, as I guess it always does. You're always changing the batch that you make and stuff, but my thing is I always like when people take like classic food and they put that spin on it, and it doesn't really feel like there's a ton of that. I don't know. Not that it has to be either.
It's more than just food at this event. The big thing is that you also do have your storytellers all throughout the entire World Showcase, and that has also changed and warped as the years have gone on. Like back before it was Festival of the Holidays, that was my favorite point, when each one had an actual storyteller. And then I think Canada, I almost said that. Jeez Louise.
I know.
I like that.
When Canada, they were the first one to drop their Santa, if I can remember correctly, and then they brought in the Canadian Holiday Voyagers and introduced musical storytelling into it, and then other places have done that now. Like Germany was one of my favorite ones back in the day, where they would tell the story of the Nutcracker, and then the Nutcracker would come to life at the end of the story. And now this year they have a new act on the stage called like Dirch and Dirch, which is a German punk rock band.
No, tell me it's not true.
No, you just made that up.
No,
Yes,
it's true. Yeah, I saw
it
the
is
video.
absolutely true. It's like Dirk Dirk, and it's this German punk rock band that will sing like one Christmas song. They'll throw like the guitar line from Last Christmas at the end of another one, so it can be Christmas, and then the rest is just your average German punk rock music that you all know and love, I'm sure.
Wait, hold on.
Du hast and whatnot.
Fonzie actually jumps over.
Hold on. Are you telling me that as part of their holiday featured entertainment in Germany, there is a German punk rock band playing?
Yes.
Is there exaggeration or hyperbole here?
Nope.
Mannheim punk roller.
You did a video on Facebook or something.
bad.
Yeah, I did a post on Instagram. I have the full show that I'm gonna post probably either between now and Elton John or
on a
tomorrow,
scale of
but
1 to 10, 1 being passable, 10 being oh dear God, how horrible is this?
I was standing next to like three of my friends, all the other fan sites, and I actually pulled out my phone and just typed in a text, "I hate this," and showed it to all of them because we were front and center and they're just putting their all into it, and I'm like, I just have to smile and act like I'm enjoying it because I'm right down front. There was these like 13-year-old girls who were like thrashing out and jumping around and like totally getting into it.
Was there anything Christmas about this?
No, they did sing one Christmas song, and they said the other was in their original.
Did Epcot
Christmas
fall
song.
down and hit its head? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
It was pretty bad.
Was it pop punk or gutter punk?
I would say it was more pop punk, but there wasn't the angst in there, so it was what it was. It was awful. The other storyteller they changed up last year. Last year we got our own version of Mostly Kosher, which is the wildly popular band that plays out in California Adventure, and they were amazing. They were like my favorite thing last year about Festival of the Holidays, and they are now gone, and they're not back. They're still out in California Adventure, so if you're going out there, you can see them. But we now have the Hanukkah storyteller, and it's a man who comes out with his violin and talks about traditions. And
Tevye?
I was with what's that?
Yes, it's Tevye.
Essentially, yeah. I was with our friend Shelly, who's Jewish, and after the show was over, I asked him, like, is he actually Jewish? Because it didn't sound like he was pronouncing things correctly. And she's like, I don't think he was at all. So there you go with that. I feel like it did a good job of sharing the traditions of Hanukkah, but
Okay, I'm still trying to get past the punk
know
rock
you are.
group as the holiday act in Germany. Now, look, there may be a perfectly valid reason for this. Maybe, I don't know. We've got some German viewers and listeners. Write in, podcast, it does Unplugged. Tell me what the connection is between this punk rock group and the holidays.
Yeah, were they throwing out like little pickle ornaments?
Oh, that's the best part about that.
Yeah.
no,
He's
you know
wearing
what?
plaid. They don't look too punk.
Oh, they're like modern pop punk. So it was bad. I don't recommend seeing them. Stick with some of the classic storytellers. You still have them in United Kingdom, Père Noël in France. You have La Befana in Italy with her sticks or whatever she carries around, her broom. She's out there still being crazy. Yeah, she's essentially the Belschnickel. And, Mexico has their traditions too. There's still the little Ingrid or the one in Norway who he's like a little rascally, squirrely man.
Yeah.
Bounces around and annoys the lady that's there with him. There's still lots of great holiday storytellers around. And then, as I said, Candlelight Processional. If you do one thing at Epcot for the holidays,
And that's
it's
it.
Candlelight.
That's it. Thank God the band, the orchestra hasn't been replaced by a German punk rock group. Is that next, Epcot? What the hell are they thinking?
They still have the fireworks, though, right? Yeah.
And the
Illuminations
holiday
tag.
tag, and it's your last year where you can see the holiday tag for
Illuminations.
Illuminations. So get out there and see it. It's just as good as it ever was before. I didn't realize that the holiday tag stemmed from back in the 90s when they used to have holiday illuminations, and
Yeah.
it was a full Christmas show. I had never known that.
Well,
But
back in the 90s, it wasn't Illuminations. It was... It became Illuminate. Wasn't it?
No, it was originally Illuminations. Then it was Illuminations Reflections of Earth. That was at 2000 when it did that.
Okay, that was the.
But,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't even know that. I thought it was always that tag ended on. I didn't realize that was the end of that show, but it's still there for you. It's the best. Besides the 4th of July fireworks, and I haven't seen the New Year's at Epcot in person, seen videos. If you're looking for like the best fireworks you can get on Disney property,
Yeah.
it's at Epcot on either 4th of July, New Year's, or the Christmas holiday
Christmas
tag.
holiday,
It gets into your skin the burst from the fireworks. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for bringing punk rock into my Christmas.
You're welcome.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. They also have one song where you have to scream along with them. That's sauerkraut. So they'll play a song. That's sauerkraut. Yeah, it's that bad.
Festive.
Sorry.
On that note.
I give up. All right. Well, on that note, folks, we hope you enjoyed our show. We will be back with you again next Tuesday with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Have a great week, everyone. And remember, stay out of the damn lakes. Bye.